Hello. Welcome to a very special deep dive. This is going to be Thaddeus's last episode because he's going off to start a channel that will destroy us. If you'd like to send us movies, as always, this P.O. Box, this P.O. Box, this P.O. Box, this P.O. Box, this P.O. Box. This one? Not that one, not that one. This one, but not that one. Yeah, get that out of here. Yeah. You're probably wondering why that title at the bottom of your screen is different than what we had chosen last. For starters, unfortunately, the hard drive basically corrupted and died of all of our Street Fighter stuff, and no one on the cast was ready to go through that again.
It was a lot.
To give you the proper send-off and to make up for Street Fighter, because I know you're like, Street Fighter.
What are we watching today?
We thought this would be a proper send-off, and we're very upset. This one, I don't know. I don't know yet.
So we are doing this on nightmare mode today.
As always, welcome to Deep Dive.
Is this patched, or are you wearing jeans under your jeans?
They're patched.
You're not double jeaning it?
I've been known to. 3, 2, 1.
Jeans.
All right, so here we are. We are watching
Batman versus Superman.
Batman versus Superman. So we're starting out because we've not seen anything in this version of Batman and/or Superman.
I haven't seen this Batman.
Uh-huh.
I have not seen the Superman.
Uh-huh.
I have not seen this Lex Luthor.
No.
I have not seen this Alfred, but
No, but I love him.
yeah.
When sitting down to watch this, it was like ground rules for us is like, don't take any preconceived notions you've had. Just kind of go with the vibe in the room.
It's a well-made, shot, edited, scored movie. It's extremely good at what it does.
Oh God, that is so unnecessary. That was incredible. She just got shot in the face.
Have you seen a Zack Snyder film? Because
Yeah.
I have very bad news about unnecessary.
So we start out the movie in kind of a rough fashion. We are being introduced to Batman, Bruce Wayne. So we not only see him as a child at his parents' funeral, but no, we have to go back farther and watch them get murdered by being shot in the face.
Yay!
And that was not my favorite.
So, we start out, and Batman's parents are dead. Uh-oh. He falls in a well. Uh-oh. He flies out of the well. Cool.
Do I need to go get some SpaghettiOs for like every uh-oh?
Don't use that footage.
And then we see his second origin story, which is Superman.
This is the climax of the last movie as seen through Bruce Wayne's eyes. It's why he hates Superman, because Superman gets everybody killed. He's like, I killed Zod, and they're like, you killed my entire family, and my family's family.
Oh God.
The opening of this movie does an extremely good job of showing that the events of Man of Steel were not just like traumatic in the, oh, we're not alone kind of way, but also in the Metropolis got blowed up.
This affected the world, and the world is different.
There's no going back from those events. Here is the same shot you remember of like the laser vision going through the walls in a very particular pattern, and then you see the other side of the wall in the exact same way of, oh, that took out a building while that was happening.
Oh gosh.
This is a horror show.
Treating Superman as this like Cloverfield monster kind of.
That actually is
Yeah.
a beautiful touch.
And that was the thing. We were kind of talking about that on the couch where like, what if elder, angry, murderer, grizzled detective noir Batman came from this very like, I survived the trauma of a Cloverfield movie? And that actually kind of snapped me out of whatever preconceived notions I did have. What if Batman came from a Cloverfield movie? Oh my God.
We meet Lois, who's rad.
I dig her because my sort of only version of Lois Lane oftentimes is one that's sort of casually presented as just this damsel in distress that falls out of the sky, and then Superman catches her all the time, and then they fly together, and she's like, whoa.
And they got rid of all of that. She's extremely capable at her job. The first time we meet her, she's going to talk to a warlord for an interview.
That's
and
badass!
When the warlord's like, I wasn't expecting a woman, she's like,
I'm not a lady, I'm a journalist.
But then it goes wrong.
Double, triple agent nonsense happening.
There's some sort of double, triple secret agent, double, triple cross stuff happens.
One of the people with her had a tracking device, and so he gets shot.
Someone apparently important dies.
I'm not even sure they say his name in the theatrical cut. That's Jimmy Olsen.
Oh!
Well, that was Jimmy Olsen.
But Superman comes in to save the day, albeit, you know, 10 minutes late with Starbucks in his hand.
Also, a lot of people have already been murdered. Also, he's only there because Lois is there. And so, like, his motives are maybe not
Great.
Like, I'm not convinced he's trying to be a good guy for, like, the betterment of man, but to maybe get laid in a bathtub.
Clark shows up with a giant
Flowers.
bouquet of flowers and his glasses, and he looks very cute.
He is. He's very cute.
Lois is genuinely concerned about the fact that, like, hey, so people are having hearings about Superman and you might be in, like, legit trouble.
Right, and then
crawls into the bath with all of his clothes on, including his shoes, his socks, his jeans, which are going to constrict on his legs like a python.
he keeps his shoes on. I hate it.
Take your shoes off, oh, animal!
Meanwhile, Lex Luthor is finding kryptonite because he wants to create a silver bullet to potentially kill Superman.
Lex has such good shoes in this movie.
And the socks. The socks are really what I'm about right now.
Polo and jacket.
Jesse Eisenberg is clearly having fun with this character.
Camp to the nines.
Yeah, I imagine he got the script and went like, okay, I'm gonna give you everything you asked for, and more.
I love him.
I kind of love him. I love his style, and I love how much he makes me want to punch him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It looks like they were all great.
There was not a single cherry to be seen. Clearly he's evil.
There you go. His clothes are good.
So Bruce Wayne gets invited to Lex Luthor's house to go to a party, and Bruce Wayne was wanting to break in anyway, so might as well get invited. And that's where we're at.
So, Batman hates Superman. Superman's like, I didn't do anything. And now they're all gonna meet around some past hors d'oeuvres, so we're gonna see how that goes.
I think everyone should watch movies with y'all.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Unironically.
I'm having a good time so far.
And it's shot so good, it makes my brain hurt.
Right.
When the explosion went off, like we were so in it, we stopped the movie and then we all just sat on the couch for like 10 seconds in silent reflection, like, oh.
Place to cut.
You guys okay?
Because God is dead and we must be punished, we are going to have some party cake peeps time. Peep time.
Peep me.
Can we blow these up in the microwave after?
I don't have a microwave.
We don't have a microwave!
We learned about peep.
You could send a
toasting.
microwave to this people.
We gotta dink it. Let's
Dink
dink
it.
Dink.
Ding. Don't come no kids.
Here we go.
Alright.
Vague
Right.
memory of cake.
Yeah, please.
I have eyeshadow that smells sweet and like food. This is what I imagine that eyeshadow tastes like.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Do we have
The
real
pizza
food
has
now?
arrived.
You want me-
So,
Party!
Party. Big
Party!
party at the Luthor place.
It's a pretty interesting, you know, meeting of humans who have way too much money and nothing better to do, and like so much power, because there are senators there, there are 3 different superheroes there, there's one supervillain there.
So Brucey goes in to steal some data.
And that information gets stolen from him by my favorite, my love, my one and only, Wonder Woman. Lady with the red dress on, I wanna be a man.
She's perfect the whole movie.
She's
I will say
perfect the whole movie. I love her so much.
Man, these still my heart. Wonder Woman is the best.
Anyway, so Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne meet for the first time.
The thing I really like sort of paid attention to in this scene is like this introduction of power dynamics.
They have a bad history of freaks dressed like clowns.
Square up!
And it creates a power vacuum where Lex can just start to see him like, you guys should fight more.
Superman gets distracted because he hears that there are crises happening around the world.
And you get this really powerful and disturbing montage of just people blindly worshiping him.
We see these like superhuman feats. The more iconic one is this family on the roof that has drawn a Superman symbol on there, and they're reaching out to him like, please save us.
Will you save me? And he's not doing it in that shot. He's just hovering that. Yeah, he's thinking about it.
Anytime he is shot doing nothing is mildly sinister.
This also took on a very different tone for me this time, because it's an exploration why it sucks to be Superman.
I think it's a really important lens to look through because
it's thankless.
It is thankless. As humans, we certainly have all done thankless jobs in one way or another.
Yeah, is Superman a human in a sort of like poetic sense? Cannot believe I'm asking these questions about a Zack Snyder movie, oh my god!
After that, Batman gets his data back from Wonder Woman, who's wearing a second equally gorgeous dress that I love.
And then he's decrypting stuff, so he falls asleep. And he has a crazy dream.
I don't know if there's like an industry standard as to how long a dream sequence should last before someone goes, ah!
Or how many times within that one dream sequence it should happen.
Yeah!
He does wake up from this dream 3 times, and 2 of them are still in the dream.
We get this like Mad Max idea of what the world could be
if Lois dies.
If Lois dies.
Superman is treated as this deity that has this whole sort of militia, and you see the kind of patches on them with the Superman branding and everything. And then Batman is, you know, Batmax or something. And then someone swoops in from a tear in space-time and warns him about something that I completely did not understand. Help.
Yeah, okay, so he fights all the bad Superman soldiers and gets knocked out by a big bee. And then the implication there is that the Flash is coming out and wakes up of his homework incinerates back in time. This time, warned bad homework again, wakes up again, but kills this time, I guess, a real thing, and then he wakes up again. Otherwise, Superman will go anyway.
Okay.
Bruce finally actually wakes up for realsies, and the decryption is done. He finds out about the giant glob of kryptonite.
And in the process of putting a tracker on a semi carrying a thingy of kryptonite, I'm going, all right, cool. He's gonna put a tracker on the thing, he's gonna follow the thing, and then he's gonna steal the thing when it gets to the place. Oh no!
He murders a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a big murder energy coming from him in that scene.
Why do I remember?
I have a bigger gun. I'm Batman.
Wow. Yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
No, it's
they're
fine.
fine. They're
Nope.
fine.
Oh!
Whoa.
Yeah, he like fast fives an entire car of dudes.
He whips cars around, he like throws cars into other cars, he sends one
Splits
car.
one in half.
Right.
We see the car hit a dude.
Yeah, no, he definitely got decapitated.
Stuff is happening and lives are lost.
He's an angry boy.
My favorite part of that whole thing is when Batman actually hits him with the car and then just bounces clean off of him. That was cool.
Bonk.
I love that.
They're having a lot of fun with the fact that he is just an immovable object. And actually, he doesn't even get the cool rock. He just killed a bunch of guys.
A lot of people are waiting for this big fight. They thought the whole movie was going to be this thing instead of this psychological sort of exploration of power dynamics.
But it has to be.
But it's still, they're butting heads on, I'm the superhero, you need to stop. And then the other one goes, I'm the superhero, you need to stop, or I'll kill you. No, I'll kill you. No, I'll kill you.
Now we have this primed conflict where we see the conversation happening on cable television and all these talk shows of like, what is Superman in this society? And it has culminated in these like hearings.
I really like this scene.
The framing on this where he just kind of descends from the sky and it's like, you know, at this moment, Superman is not God. He's something else, and he might be sinister.
We have protesters next to fans.
Yes.
We have policy that is trying to be put into place. We have all of our characters meeting.
It's almost too real.
Right.
It's not comfortable.
Wallace, the security guard who lost his legs and was saved by Lex Luthor, he's there to testify to say like, hey, Superman's not good.
And he's not wrong.
No.
Like, all of these people's perspectives are not wrong. They're
No.
just less informed than the whole.
Well, and I also think that there isn't a right answer. There isn't an easy right answer.
The way that they build the tension was incredibly effective. I'm already feeling the sense of dread, and it was so tense and so quiet, and I had no idea what was gonna happen, and then it happened.
It gives you every reason to think it's not gonna happen because that room is full of people that are actually like, for the most part, Lex Luthor's allies.
He spends his allies. He spends the whole movie making ally after ally just to kill them.
Yep.
Just to own Superman.
So we're left currently without our senator. We're left without Wallace. We are left without Lex Luthor's assistant. We are left with Superman standing in a tomb. All right, so we're on to part 3 of Batman versus Superman. This, I think, is the most challenging part.
We started after the explosion of Congress
Yes.
at Lex's place, which Batman has now
Wrecked. You just see the place just littered with bullet casings everywhere, and then turns out he had stolen the kryptonite and left his cute little calling card. Cool.
Was that part of my plan? I don't even know anymore.
After LexCorp gets broken into,
this is a challenging concept that I don't like.
It is kind of wild that this society that is capable of building interstellar travel, has a catalog of hundreds of thousands of worlds in their library, still operates by fingerprint sensor.
Right. Lex gets onto the ship, powers it on, and the ship has alien Siri.
Very well. Let's begin.
The ship is like, so you want to take over?
Yeah.
And Lex is like, I do.
What kind of a question is that?
That's my thought.
So it's actually not Alien Siri. It's Alien Clippy because there's a later sequence where it goes, hey, it looks like you're trying to commit a war crime. Are you sure?
Yeah. You know what? I'm a 20-something and I've decided that, yes, in fact, I want this. Then things get a little wild.
He takes two of the most powerful people in the entire world and turns them against each other.
He's pretty stoked about it because he, as it turns out, is absolutely nutso.
Lex Luthor kidnaps both the major sort of women in Superman's life, chucks Lois off a building because like, okay, that's what's gonna make him come to me. Bye. Superman shows up, and then Superman is like, oh, hell no. And then Lex Luthor's like, oh, but I got your mom, though. Sorry.
Here is that, like, they spend all this time setting up, like, these philosophical differences between Batman and Superman, but then they just kidnap both of the women in their lives.
Yeah.
Which is so we can get this big knockout, drag-out fight. But, like, Superman's really not in it. Lex was like, you have to kill this guy or your mom dies. And he's like, well, now I'm a bad guy. Like, he tells Lois, like, we all got blood on our hands now, I guess.
In the meantime, Wonder Woman is seeing sort of all of this playing out, and she's like,
oh, these poor boys. Oh, these poor, stupid, my dumb boys, come here.
This is the same time that Congress has just blown up, LexCorp is on fire, the ships has just turned back on, and she's in her bathrobe just like checking her email.
It double-clicked on every single one, because she is nothing if not thorough and also impeccably dressed.
The title fight.
Yeah, Batman v Superman.
v Superman. Superman, to his credit, does continue to try to have the conversation.
He's like, I could literally kill you right now, but I'm not gonna, because I'm trying to tell you that we shouldn't be fighting because this other guy's over here doing some heinous
the bad guy has revealed himself as the bad guy.
Like,
stop what you're doing. And Batman's like,
actual
no,
bad guy over here.
I'm Bruce Wayne. I don't give a shit. I don't accept feedback.
Superman! Batman!
It is played seriously, but it also, I think, understands that it's very comical, where he's just like very calmly walking towards Batman.
Right.
And Batman has rigged this like series of elaborate traps.
Supersonic noises, and then there's a bunch of like guns shooting at him, and he just laser beams them all down.
As I was saying, right, if I could just finish my thought, Bruce.
He tricks him into catching one of the kryptonite grenades.
Yep. Kryptonite breaks down the cells, so all of a sudden, the Man of Steel
is just a man.
So we actually get to see a fight between
a proper
Batman and Superman that is on a much more level playing field.
Can you imagine taking a kid to this?
Yeah.
She would just be so sad. Sorry, little Jeffy.
Damn.
You'll never sleep again.
He throws Superman down a set of stairs to land on a pile of particularly ouchy stuff from the looks of it. That's the technical term. And but down in the first floor is where he's left the spear with the kryptonite tip.
You can tell that they put a lot of thought into like these moments that you want to see the power dynamic shifting.
Well, they put a lot of thought into those moments, but it's also made very clear that Bruce has put a lot of thought into this fight.
Which leads to, of course, the moment where Batman is about to kill Superman, and the line heard around the world.
Save Martha!
You gotta say Martha!
Martha!
Superman reacts by saying, save my mom.
It's not that their moms have the same name, it's that he has a mom.
Why did you say that name?
It's his mother's name.
Oh, I'm the villain. Oh, shit.
Good.
Oh, Beans. Oh, Beans, I did it again. Oh, crap.
Oh, shoot.
I became what I always feared.
Can I let my parents down? Whoops.
Yeah, they died for this, by the way, you jackass.
I do like that it is Lois who is, when the shit hits the fan, she's like, what are both of you doing, you dipshits? This kind of chunk we just watched is very much, to me, the sort of trip of the movie where it doesn't have the strength of its own convictions for a moment.
Yeah, so where we are now is Lois broke up the fight. Looking forward to seeing women clean up the messes that men have created, as usual.
Okay, end of Batman vs. Superman. Just watched it, cool, good times. Bruce and Clark make good and say, let's take care of our separate issues. Batman has a warehouse fight and saves Superman's mom. You gotta feel bad for these henchmen because they are fighting not just Batman, but Batman kitted out to fight Superman.
Batfleck went in.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
This
Yeah,
is some
he
John
did.
Wick shit.
We figure out what Lex Luthor was making in the ship. Turns out it was real bad. Superman actually pulls it up into the atmosphere because he knew about the collateral damage of the last fight with aliens, so he decided to take it away from where people could get hurt. Within about a minute, humans decided This is a great time to nuke them.
It's weird, because like you have to...
Doomsday absorbs all the energy and falls back to Earth.
Oh! I mean, I hate looking at this, but it's super cool.
Finally, Wonder Woman joins the fight.
Gonna be Superman.
Yeah! Amazing!
And in the process of all of that, Superman realizes that, hey, this thing has Kryptonian origins, therefore, the only thing that could kill this is kryptonite. There is one weapon that still has kryptonite available, that is the spear. Superman ends up stabbing Doomsday in the heart, although Doomsday does kind of stab him in the heart.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
And that stabs Lois Lane in the heart in a metaphorical way.
When you see the look on Lois Lane's face, it's really hard not to get emotional.
Oh, that shot.
Wow.
So we see these sort of tandem funerals where we're burying the man and then we're also burying the symbol.
When I saw this movie in theaters, I actually walked out angry. And watching this movie now, I am flummoxed because every single scene that bothered me the first time around made way more sense.
The entire point of this movie is figuring out that maybe you can't do everything by yourself, and maybe you need help. And that's not a bad thing to want or to ask for.
See this thing with new eyes. Take a step back. Don't be afraid to kill your darlings or kill your heroes.
You sort of have to come back to the idea of adaptation. What does a world where everyone is afraid of Superman look like if Batman doesn't care? And the people making this movie, from the design level to the cinematography to part of the script, put in a lot of effort to do a thing. And movies are imperfect and they're weird and they come from strange places to explore ideas you have. If I've learned anything from Deep Dive, I'm confronting this on camera, maybe listen to your friends sometimes, because that's what the movie was about.
Hey, hello. Okay, all right, so my turn to pick a movie, and from the looks of that, this is gonna be a doozy, so let's see what we got. Oh no! Okay, well, we have two movies. There are two of them. That's an option. That's what they call that in the biz, is an option. I'm sure it probably wasn't actually that bad. Might have been that bad. Okay, so then we have Wild Wild West. Why? Okay, well, hold on a second. Let's see.
Must pick.
Okay, okay. We already did a superhero movie, and I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for Catwoman. Like the period in the early to mid 90s where you really had some choice, like ham-fisted songs that were recorded specifically for a movie's soundtrack that you have to kind of shoehorn in the movie's title. I wish those days would come back once more. We're gonna go with Wild Wild West!